Hey guys, this is Drew from Northridge. I am wanting to show you guys a video on basic mixing of how to make our instruments sound well together. We are just going to be talking about the faders down here. We're not going to be talking about any of the equalizers, any of the bus sends, any of the dynamics, or anything like this. This is very basic mixing. So this is mixing 101 for you. So I am going to go ahead and turn all these faders down, and we will start from scratch here. Now, when I'm thinking of a song, I kind of think of the different instruments as kind of like a food triangle. You know, the food pyramid from way back when, to talk about our different food groups and whatnot. Well, when I'm thinking about a song, I'm thinking about that same triangle. So on the base of the triangle is going to be our bass guitar, our drum set, things like that. The next level up is going to be electric guitar, acoustic guitar, keyboards can also be in there. On top of that is going to be any lead instrument, so like a lead electric guitar, or if the keyboard was going to be doing a solo. And then the very top is going to be our vocals, because they are most important. If we can't hear the vocals, we don't really have a song that's going to be leading our congregation and anything like that. So let's start with the most important thing. So since vocals are most important, let's start with the drums. Because if we actually have a bad foundation on this pyramid, we're going to have a really wiggly top at the top. Today I'm going to go ahead and start with our drums over here. So I'm going to go ahead and press play on my computer over here on the left, and we are going to take a look at the drum set here at Northridge and get a little bit of fun going here. So at Northridge, we have two kick drum microphones, so kick in and kick out, basically. The Beta 52, which is on the out, and then the Beta 91, which is on the in. We have a snare drum mic, high tom, floor tom, and an overhead. And so let's go ahead and start mixing these. So our Beta 52 sounds like this. Okay, and this is what the Beta 91 sounds like. So the Beta 91 is going to be getting a lot of the click of the beater hitting the head. So that's going to be what's going to give that pop sound when it hits. So when we are using these, we want to use both of them. The Beta 52 is going to get a lot of the meat of the bass drum, and then the Beta 91 being on the inside is going to get a lot of the click. So let's hear these two things together. So that's what they sound like. And so once we have our our kick drum set, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is our snare drum. So let's go ahead and start adding in a snare drum now. Once we have those sounding right, we want to add in the toms, which I'm just going to turn up pretty much to the top. I don't know where he plays them here, so let's see if I can find a spot where he plays these. All right. Here's a good spot. There we go. So now we can hear the floor tom and the high tom. Now all we're going to do is just bring up our cymbals, which is our overhead microphone. There you go. Now that that is sounding right, I'm going to go ahead and lower them. And on the right-hand side of the board, we have our DCAs. And so we have a DCA for the kick drum and also the rest of the drums. Now, a DCA is a digitally controlled amplifier or a remote control to these faders. So when I move this fader up or down, it is taking my two fingers and moving these up or down. So by taking this fader and moving it up or down, it's me taking these two fingers and moving these up or down, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those down just a little bit and also turn down the main set of the drums as well. And so let's now go over and start adding in some bass guitar, and then we'll add in our electric and acoustic and keyboard. So like I was mentioning earlier in the videos, we have our layer buttons, which allows us to use different layers on the board. So layer 1 is going to be our channels 1 through 16. Layer 2 is going to be 17 through 32. Layer 3 is aux ins and effects returns, and 4 is going to be our bus masters. So at Northridge in the Worship Center. 17 through 32 is our drums and some additional stuff on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and go to 1 through 16, start adding in some bass guitar. Ooh, my computer's being a little finicky today. There we go. All right, so our bass guitars are right here. Now, you can see that I have two faders for the bass guitar. One is the main bass guitar, and then the other one is what I call a side chain bass guitar. And I'm going to go ahead and mute the drums and let you guys listen to these. So this is our side bass. Sounds a little terrible. And this is our main bass. Okay. And so basically, our sidechain bass is very heavily compressed, and also the EQ is jacked to let you really hear the frets and whatnot. And then the normal bass guitar is going to be giving us a little bit more of the just standard sound of the bass. And so when we bring both of these up together, it does give a really punchy sound to the bass guitar. So let's go ahead and add these into the whole mix. All right, so now that we've added that, let's go ahead and add in some electric guitar. Now, when we are mixing, we're not wanting to really have one instrument louder than the others, other than the vocals. If we have one instrument that's too loud, it's going to drown out the other instruments. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that with the electric guitar. I'm going to go ahead and turn this guy up a little bit too much. So let me turn the camera here. There we go. So when we get the electric guitar a little bit too loud, you can't really hear the little finite things that the drummer is doing. You can't really hear the bass guitar enough. And that's kind of bad. So, but if you have too little, you can't really hear any meat to the song. There's not really anything good. So a good kind of level to have this at is going to be right in there. It's all about personal taste and how you like to hear music. And so audio engineering is very much an art. And so, you know, to one engineer, this might be too little guitar. To another engineer, that might be too much guitar. To me, I'm finding this is perfect. So let's go ahead and add in some acoustic guitar now. Yeah, let's get out of the bridge section there. And now let's add in the keyboard. There we go. And so now the last thing, once we have all of that set, is to add the vocals. And so let's go ahead and add in some vocals here. That sounds pretty awesome. So that is as easy as mixing can be. It's as simple as that. You don't have to worry about all the EQ stuff. You don't have to worry about dynamics and gates. Going back to the basics is really important for audio engineering and getting things sounding right. So, I mean, that is as easy as it can be, is just moving these faders down here on the bottom side of the board. I mean, once you get the hang of that, then you can go ahead and start branching out into using the equalizer, making instruments sound more correct with the microphones that we're using, adding dynamics to kind of limit the peaks, adding the gate to automatically mute those things that we don't want to hear, different things like that. And then there's also effects that we can add in, and it's definitely an art, and you can definitely enjoy it. But how much you put into it is how much you're going to be getting out of it. So I have a whole bunch of other videos that you can check out on effects and everything like that. But that is basic mixing 101 for you. So I will leave it at that. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thanks.